Hey Eric, want to talk about Three's a Crowd?
Sure, that was the episode about Twilight and the CMC, right?
No, that's Twilight time.
Oh, was it about Rarity, Applejack, and the hipster pony?
No, that one was Simple Ways. I'm talking about the one with the tassel worm.
Oh, right. That one. What was that about? Hello interwebs, I'm Eric and welcome to TheLooneyTurtle. Three's a Crowd is an episode of MLP that took a while to get started. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but when trying to recall the episode, I, among others, could only remember minor details like the tassel worm and the episode's song. Thinking about this, that's not a good thing. So, what went wrong? Well, the problem should be blatantly obvious, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Since this is apparently an unmemorable episode, I'm going to give a brief summary in order to refresh our memories a bit. Twilight finds out that Cadence is coming over for the weekend, and Fluttershy finds out that she's going to be able to see the Breezies. After the intro sequence, Fluttershy leaves for the Breezies trip, and Cadence arrives in a different train. After getting reacquainted, Twilight and Cadence go to the Star Swirl the Bearded Traveling Museum, while Applejack, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash have to deal with Discord, ultimately leading to them getting axed out of the story.
Fun fact, at this point we're halfway through the episode and the main plot hasn't started.
It's here where Twilight and Cadence run into Discord, where he explains that he has blue flu and is taken to Twilight's house in order to get some rest. Twilight and Cadence attempt to leave, but Discord is so needy that they can't. After the song Glass of Water, Discord informs them that there is a way that he can be cured. They set off on a journey across Equestria, fight a tassel worm, and it turns out that Discord was lying the whole time. He was testing Twilight's friendship, but since karma's a bitch, Discord actually gets sick, and we end off the episode. The most obvious problem with this episode is that it took way too long to get started. I understand that we needed to establish a few things, but it spent way too long doing that. The episode could have started out at the train station instead of the treehouse, mainly because it contains almost all of the elements that we needed to establish. We could start out with Fluttershy boarding the train and briefly explain that she's going to see the Breezies, and Twilight mentioning that Cadence is going to be there soon. Somewhere in there we need to fit a joke to tide us over for the intro sequence. We could just use the scene where Pinkie Pie's running after the train screaming, "I'll never forget you!" whereupon a balloon immediately distracts her. After the intro sequence, Twilight and Cadence could get reacquainted, and rather than waiting to see what happens to the other four, we save 5 to 7 minutes by fading to see Twilight and Cadence at the Traveling Museum. This way, Discord can be established a lot earlier than he was originally. They could question why he's there, and he explains it similar to how it was said in the episode.
Blue flu.
Blue flu?
I fear I've already given it to poor Applejack and Rarity.
But instead of singling out those two, he could say that the others had something to do, like handle the weather or throw a party. It could even be established at the beginning, but when you think about it, in the episode, Twilight and Cadence only hear about Applejack and Rarity, making it so we don't even need to explain what happened to Rainbow and Pinkie Pie.
But we still need to know why they're not helping.
No, we don't. If the main characters don't know, and more importantly don't care or find out what happened to them, then the story doesn't need to waste time explaining it. Anyways, after the song, Discord explains how to cure his blue flu, and we start to see Twilight and Cadence bonding. Since up to this point we've found ways to save time, we could use that time to strengthen the moral by showing how chaotic their day really was. We got to see a chaotic song and a short battle scene, but that's two things, and one of them didn't really focus on Twilight and Cadence. There could be a few scenes added to the journey in order to show that getting this flower was a perilous journey, and we could also hint that Discord was lying. Actually, speaking of Discord, he needs to shut up.
Eric, are you trying to invoke Kim's rage?
No, well, a little bit. The episode is supposed to be about Twilight and Cadence, while Discord is supposed to be the catalyst for their conflict, not a one-man show. Sure, we can see him being needy and hint at his mischievous plans, but Discord shouldn't have as much screen time as he was given. I like Discord as much as the next guy, but he's taking the focus away from the moral. It's like Cinderella being from the stepmother's perspective, then rapidly shifting to the happy ending. We'd get the moral, but we wouldn't be able to fully understand what Cinderella went through to get her happy ending. The same happens here. The episode focuses on Discord bothering Twilight and Cadence and doesn't give the right amount of time to the main story, in turn preventing us from understanding the moral. The only difference between Cinderella and MLP is that John Delancey is from Star Wars or something like that, so of course he's gonna be front and center.
Just so you know, he's not actually an idiot. He's just messing with you guys.
Then again, that's just what I think, so as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, favorite, and if you're new, then feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you next time.